guys, do you know people can be really rude? Of course. On my way to work today, I stopped by at a food store to just grab a bite. And I saw this lady who looked really familiar to me. So I went and asked her, "Hey, did I see you at a bookstore in Delhi? You're from Delhi, right? Did I meet you before?" And she goes, "I don't go to book fairs." I was so stunned. I was like dumbfounded. What do I reply? She just sort of insulted me right on my face and I didn't know what to say. My natural reply, would be something like, "I guess you need to take some classes for politeness." Of course, because she was so rude to me. But I decided to keep myself quiet and I decided to keep my composure. And I told her, "No problems. I'm sorry, I was mistaken." And guess what? I was surprised to see the results. She goes, "I'm sorry I was rude." We haven't met before. That's what she told me. I said, wow. So then I realized that all the keep calm memes that I see on Facebook and Insta, all these pictures where they write keep calm and do good, keep calm and be polite, keep calm because it's your sister's wedding, keep calm and do not fight back. All these things are actually meaningful and keeping calm is actually useful. So that was a learning experience for me, and I learned that keeping calm when someone is rude to you actually works. So today, I have brought for you a few tested and tried phrases that you can use while someone is talking rudely to you. You can reply them with these phrases and smartly put their impoliteness and rudeness to rest. So this is Michelle and you're watching me on Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world. Do you know, a simple thank you is more powerful than you think. From my experience, I think thank you is magical. Take for example, if you need to use the computer urgently at your workplace and your PC has crashed. So you ask a colleague if you could share the computer and they'd be like, "I don't share my resources." Of course, that was very rude. And if you respond to them with a simple, "It's okay, thank you," you will actually show the person that you're not angry and you were not at all affected by their behavior. That's the way of a mature person. Your polite answer means that you see the person's rudeness and you choose not to react. This shows that you're not affected and it's perfectly fine if they're talking to you like that. This is the sign of a mature person, and as I said, and this will surely lead your Mr. or Miss Rude to some shame. So say a thank you and find your way out. I have often been a part of a conversation where people sort of criticize me for my choice to be a teacher, like an English teacher or a life skills coach or a life skills trainer. They try to belittle me by their rude comments. For example, recently at a party, one of my uncles, he told me, "Why are you a teacher? We don't need them anymore. You would rather be a doctor and do some good to the society." And I was like, really? Well, I told him, "Sir, I appreciate your perspective, but teachers are the ones who made the doctors too, isn't it?" And the person was quiet. Wow, that was smart. So while I made my point smartly, I didn't even sound rude at all. So because of the phrase that I used, I sounded really polite. So the next time you're commented about your, appearance, maybe your profession, your religion, or your race, your color, you could definitely respond with a phrase like this, which does not sound rude, and you can make your point as well. You could say, "I appreciate your perspective, but whatever you want to add." So use this phrase and it will definitely help you find your way away from a very rude conversation. So just imagine that when I told that person, "Sir, I appreciate your perspective, but the teachers made the doctors too." For goodness sake, he was quiet and he didn't respond me back. But just in case if he had carry on with something like, oh, come on, teaching is old age stuff, you're paid for doing nothing, I would seriously want to give a rude reply and I'd be very furious. I would actually want to say, will you shut up? Or even worse, begin a fight. But I can't do that, right? I'm in a party, I'm with my uncle, and he's much older to me, almost my dad's age, and this is not at all a polite way to behave. And I'm sure that if I say that, I would definitely regret it later, and I would instead, feel very bad about it. So instead of this, I choose to say something like, I think we'd better stop this conversation now. So before the argument gets very heated and you begin to react with a rude reply, you could say something like this so that you are keeping calm also and you're not feeling very frustrated. So you could say that, it's okay. I think we should stop this conversation right now. Well, you don't want to burn the bridges, right? You still want to see that person again, and you definitely will have to see them again. Then why not just end the conversation on a good note and save yourself of all the regret you'd feel if you go up to them ever for any favor or any help. So I'm sure you want to face that person again, so take my advice and use this phrase that I've shared with you to reply a rude comment. Sometimes people don't think twice before they speak, and they can even body shame you, means give you some bad comments about your body or the way you appear in public. I have often heard people saying things like, hey, what happened? You've gained so much weight. Do you have a medical problem? And these are those people who don't even talk to you. They don't know anything about your life. They see you like once in a year over an occasion and they ask you such a question. And you could be like, yes, maybe I do have a medical problem, but I don't owe an explanation to you for my weight gain. So the crux is, if you don't like what someone said to you, you can be clear and explain to the other person exactly what it is that you didn't like. So if you didn't like them telling you that you're gaining too much weight and if you have a medical problem, you could simply put it across. And by doing so, you will protect yourself from any future remarks like that. But how to do it? So you could do this by saying something like, these words really hurt my feelings, and then you can quote the words. So if someone says something way too rude to you or body shame you, if they tell you that you're getting more fat day by day or anything like that which hurts you, you could surely say these words. These words hurt my feelings, and please don't say it again. Okay. So I'm one of those people who have a real hard time accepting someone else's point of view. I always want to put my point of view across over any topic. Like, I would not give up easily in an argument. So after many heated arguments and debates that I've had with people at my workplace in the past and sometimes in my family also, I have learned one good lesson. That if you think that there is some truth in what the other person said, which often happens, sometimes they say something and you feel like, okay, maybe she's just a little bit right. Then you have to eat the frog, which means that you have to tell them that they are right. But say it as you mean it and not like, you're right. Not like that. You have to tell them, yes, you're right and I accept your opinion. Most probably they'll leave the place feeling like they won the argument. So just go and use the phrase, you're right, to cut a long argument short. Most people find it really hard to say this, but I think you should practice saying you're right a little bit more if you're one of those people. The next way to cut an argument short is by saying, I love you. Yes, you got me right. And even a warm kiss. I'm not joking, of course now. Obviously, you won't do this to your boss, but you can obviously do this to your spouse, right? There's nothing wrong with it. So instead of saying, I'm so sorry, if you tell your spouse, I love you, that would definitely melt them right before you. I love you works much better than I'm sorry with your spouse. You can take me by the word. As I told you in the beginning of the lesson, this is a tried and tested phrase. So definitely you can use this phrase with your spouse. Be careful not to use it with everyone around you. This one is the last nail on the coffin, which means that it's the best thing to do and the most ultimate thing to do in an argument if nothing works. Just laugh. Most probably, if you laugh in a heated argument, the other person will feel like, why is she laughing? Why is he laughing? They'll be so confused and baffled that they would just leave, and you'll save yourself so much trouble. In another case, if you start laughing, they might realize that they have said something wrong and they would even apologize to you. So the trick is, laugh off the argument, okay? With your best friend, with people you don't even know, or people who are your acquaintance. Laugh and finish the arguments. So in the end, I'm here to remind you to keep calm and not be very angry, put your points across, laugh much, say I love you if you have to, say I'm sorry if you have to, and say you're right if you need to say that. Use all of these phrases to end the arguments in a good way and not to burn the bridges. So here are some ways to respond to rude comments and to rude people. I would still remind you to stay in control and to be strong. So smile and spread smiles, and I'll see you all very soon on Skillopedia, the place to learn skills for the real world.